Hi everyone, this is like the third time I've tried this. My phone kept saying that there was no storage left, so I had to just go and delete everything and then do the update, and let's see how this goes. This is Flosstube number 2. I just want to say thanks to everyone who has subscribed and watched my first one. These are so much fun. I'm having a ball, and it's really good to find a community that's interested in what we want to talk about. I have subscribed to heaps of people this week. I've been watching lots of videos. 2 people that stood out for me was Rachel Danowitz. I thought your video was, all of your videos are great, and I especially liked the partner one. I'm going to do that with my partner. It could go bad, but I'm going to give it a go because I think it'll be funny. So mine might be a little bit not as nice as everybody else's, but I still think we'll do it. It'll be fun. And also there was McKenna, Every Stitch Counts. I subscribe to her as well. I like her videos as well. I like that she's really down to earth and just talks about stitching, and just it's all comes naturally. They're the ones I like. So thanks everybody for watching. It's fun. I don't get to talk to people about cross stitching. I have one friend that does it, but she's so busy with her kids. I mean, even though our kids are all grown up, we're still really busy with the kids. So we don't really get to see each other a lot. And we have catch-up days, and we used to do it all the time, but now we probably get once a year. So yeah, I don't really get to talk about it to people a lot, other than in the Facebook group, which most of the time I'm working. So it's not really like sitting down, relaxing and having a chat about cross stitch. So I'll get into what I've worked on this week. You will remember last week I was doing the beaded project. I got quite a lot done because I seem to be able to stitch faster when I'm beading than when I'm cross stitching. There is my progress. You see that? There's a light behind it, kind of makes it bad. So that's what I had done, and I put more of the variegated, that's the red and black one, in there, and I put extra beads around the strap as well. So that is what I have done on her. I think I'll get through this pretty quick. If I decide to not stick to my rotation, which will be hard for me to do, I might pull this out again because I love doing this. If anyone's thinking about doing it, and this is crazy because my whole business is around hand-dyed fabrics. I couldn't see that looking as stunning on a hand-dyed fabric as what it does on the black. I just think the black makes it pop. I think if that was on, say, a variegated pink and purple, I don't think it'd look as good. I just think the black really, really sets it off. I'm going to do Corsetto, which is also by Alessandra Adelaide. I'm going to do it all in beads and all the same colours that I've used in this one, so it'll be like a matching pair. The designs are very similar. They're both corsets. So when this one's finished, I'll start Corsetto. And I'm going to use the same colour beads and the same colour threads and the same colour fabric. I want to frame them together. Another whip that I worked on that you will all recognise because this one's going to make an appearance every video. I've decided I'll only do videos every 2 weeks because I think weekly for me, I don't stray too much away from my rotation. So if I do a weekly video, it's only going to be one whip, 1 or 2 whips, depending on how I feel that week. It's not going to be much of a video. But if I do it fortnightly and I keep going the way I'm going and doing what I did this week, it's better. There's more stuff to look at. So Slash will feature in probably every single video because he's getting worked on every second week. And I am up to the guitar, which is really full on with confetti. You can see the guitar strings and the Les Paul is written up there. So yeah, we're starting to hit a little bit more confetti. The hair was confetti crazy. That took ages. So yeah, I don't know if I'll get a lot of progress while I'm stitching around that area, but every little bit counts, right? This one, I said in my last video that I was going to try not to start anything new. Well, I did. I started something new and I finished it. This is, sorry about my bird, this is Something Wicked by La Di Da. And the fabric is actually showing up pretty good in the video. In the photos and the video I did in the Facebook group yesterday, it wasn't showing up the blue. It was coming through really grey. So this is Riders on the Storm fabric by Colour Cascade Fabrics. I think I should have maybe done a darker thread in the writing because it doesn't really like stand out. I wish I had done it in that hot pink or yeah, something. I just purple, it's, yeah, I don't know. I changed the colour of the sock to hot pink and black because they're my colours, my business colours, and how hot is that? That's so cool. So if anyone's into witches, this is going to sit on my table. I don't know if you guys have watched previous videos. I showed you a blue wall that's going to have all of the Nora Corbett witches in white frames on the wall. This is going to go into a frame on the little table that's sitting at the wall. So anything witchy I do is going in that area. That's going to be my little witchy niche, my witchy stitchy corner, maybe. So that's really quick. This, I stitched on this for not even an hour each night before I picked up my main whip, which I'm going to show you next. What I did was I just pulled out a strand, a length, no particular length of black DMC, and used the whole 6 strands and pulled out 2 strands of the purple because they're pre-cut, and used them up and then put it away and pulled out my big whip. And I did that before I pulled out the whip each night. So that only took, like, I would say 4 nights and I had a finish. 4 or 5 nights and I had a finish. So I think I might try and find things like that. You can see the little spiders. So cute. I think I might try and find some more things like that that I really like and I will actually put in frames and use to satisfy my craving for a finish. We'll see. This is the main whip I did last week. Every time I get this out, it seems, because like I said, they only come out maybe twice a year in my rotation. And the last couple of times I've had this out, it seems that I'm always getting ready to start a new sale. And this gets 2 or 3 days. And normally I stitch on everything for a week. But again, I was starting a new sale stitch along. So this only got a couple of nights. But this is Steampunk Skull, and it's a Colour Cascade design. And the fabric is, I don't know if it's coming through really well. It's looking, it's called Forbidden Fruit. That's probably better. Forbidden Fruit. And that's also Colour Cascade fabric. I will put all the links in the description. So if you're interested in having a look at anything, you can just click on it and go to it. Yeah, so that was Steampunk Skull. Now, that won't come out probably for 6 months now, and I'm hoping the next time it comes out, I'm not starting a sale. So the sale stitch along that I started in a group that I also am an admin in, which is called the Stash, Stitch and Honking Racketeers group. Now, there's a whole story behind that name. It's not just some weird name that we come up with. There's a whole story behind it. Which I'll go into later. But in that group, we have events for businesses every second month where people sign up to commit themselves to buy something from that business every second month. And we also do little competitions, but without prizes, if that makes sense. So there's little stitch-alongs and little things to help us get going along the way and keep us motivated. And this October was a finish, the big F word. And it could be a page finish, a whole project finish, a row finish. It was completely up to you. I choose a complete finish. I chose a complete finish, and I chose Raven by Nora Corbett. I don't have a lot on her to do, so this is really achievable for me. I will, even if I still work on Slash, I still think I will get this finished. Even if I put this away for a week, work on Slash and get it out the next week, it'll be done. Because I only have to do the bottom part of her dress, which comes out to like, it comes out like a big circle thing down the bottom here. And then I just have to put in the beads and back stitching, and she'll be done. So that'll be witch number 3. That will be done. Now that fabric is Into the Mystic, and it's on 28 count opal, and that is also by Colour Cascade Fabrics. The needle minder is Stash, Stitch and Honking Racketeers group, and that was made by Lisa Simmons from No More Lost Needles, which I'll put a link down the bottom. She's in the group as well, and she's a big part of the group. So she made needle minders for those that were part of the group to buy if they wanted a Stash, Stitch and Honking Racketeers needle minder. Yeah. So that is what I'm working on this week. I've finished 2 witches already, Electra and Gwen. I think in the next couple of weeks, I said I wasn't going to do a whole video of all of my whips. And I think I told you, like, last count was, I thought was around 30. I was right. It was 30. I've got 30 works in progress. But I think I will. I think I will do a video just to show you all my whips, because it will take a long time for me to get around to them. And I think I'll do another video with my finishes and FFOs as well, because I've got some that aren't FFOs. They're sitting in a bag. They need to be framed or whatever I'm going to do with them. So that I will do that. I've decided I'll only do a video every fortnight. I just think that's better for me, because it'll give me stuff to show you, because I'm not a big, like I said, I don't stray very much from my rotation. This was really unusual this week that I had so many, the fortnight, that I had so much stuff that I've worked on. But I really like the idea of doing something small over a couple of weeks in between my big stuff that's taking ages. So I'm going to look for stuff like this from now on, just small stuff, and and start doing stuff like that, stuff I really like. Not just stuff for the sake of it, though, because I'm not... I don't buy things for the sake of it. If I'm not going to hang it up, even though there's stuff that I finished that's still in a bag, I haven't done anything yet. But if I can't picture that in my house, I won't stitch it. That's just how I work. So they're my WIPs that I worked on this last fortnight. What I want to do with the Raven, if I finish that, say, next week, and I've still got 2.5, 3 weeks left of October, I'm going to start Eva, and I've got the fabric for her there, which is called Moody Blues by Colour Cascade Fabrics. I'm going to, if I get Raven finished, I'm going to attempt to get this one finished as well, because if I really concentrate on these, I tend to get them done really quickly. They don't take long to stitch up because they're not massive like the Mirabilias. They're half the size, and they don't tend to have a lot of specialty threads in them, and they do have beads and they do have back stitching though. But so I'll attempt that and see how I go. So I might even get 2 witches done in October, which would be fitting, being Halloween, even though in Australia we don't officially have Halloween. It's not, it's something that in the last, I'd say 5 or 6 years, that has taken off here, and the kids now go trick-or-treating. When it first started, as Aussies, we'd be like, yeah, what do you want? We don't do that here. But now it's kind of taken off finally. So because I love witches and I love all that horror stuff. So it'll be good. It's good. It's good for the kids. It's good fun. Plans. I'm going to just go over a couple of things that I would like to... Now, these are just a couple of things that I'd like to start in 2017. I want to start this chart, which I showed you last week. I'm sick to death of pushing it aside. It's just something about this one. I really love it. So that, Red Bride by Colour Cascade Fabrics and Designs, that's one of mine. That is a 2017 start. Another new start, which we in the stash, no, in my Colour Cascade group, I put up a WIP of the big Passione Ricamo that I'm doing, the Big Mermaid. It was a mystery sale from 2014, and I think I've only got about 2 pages left on her to go. We've decided that we're going to also do this one. It was a mystery sale as well, and I think it was number 2, and it's called A Journey into the Deep. It's another mermaid. So that will also be a 2017 start. See, I said I didn't want to start more stuff, but I've got plans already. I'm sure there'll be more before the end of the year. And if I don't get to start Eva in October for whatever reason, I'll make her, she'll probably be November. I can't see me holding off on her because I really love her and I want to do her. Things I would like to finish by the end of this year, which I don't have a lot to do, so if I mess up my rotation, which is this is what gives me freaks me out, because I don't like going out of my rotation. I like to stick on it. But if I change my rotation, I'm not going to say mess it up, I'll say change it. If I just change things around, I would like to finish my seahorse. It's like a stained glass seahorse, and that is a Colour Cascade design, and it's called Seahorse, and the artist is Jenny Wood, and that is on a piece of fabric which is not, that's probably better colour. That was in a studio session sale that I do in the Colour Cascade group. It's just like an offcut that's been dyed. So I'd like to finish this by the end of the year because I only have... are you laughing at me? No. Chris? I think he's laughing at me. I've only got the tail to go, and the tail gets thinner as it gets down and then just goes around a loop, and then it's done. So, and you can see some parked threads there because I park. Sometimes I park, sometimes I don't. Depends what I'm working on, what I feel like doing. I'm not really strict with that, with the way I stitch. Just whatever takes my fancy with each project. And here's another one I would like to finish because it's been going for years and it's only a small one. And I'm not too far off. I've only got one page to go to finish it. And I've done this 1/1 on 28 count opal on Back in Black by Colour Cascade Fabrics. And it is Cirque Day Circles. See that? I'm using DMC variegated thread in the 111, which gives it like a real steampunky, metal-y look, which I love. I don't know if I'll frame that or turn it into a pillow or a wall hanging. I don't know, but it's not getting put away in a bag. It's getting put straight up on a wall. I may start this one of the other ones in the series, the hearts or the triangles or the squares. Amber's just talking to me, so it's okay. Leave it for now. Yeah. So they're what I'd like to finish. There's only a couple, apart from Slash, which Slash ain't going to happen because there's just too much to do on him still. I'm trying though. He might be finished for next year, for 2017. I did a little bit of shopping this week, and only a little bit because my daughter wanted a new needle minder. So I got some needle minders from Needle Minder Obsession by Christine in Australia. I got the stitching, which everybody's got. I got this little, I'd say bluebird. Or, you know, what do you call them? Sparrow. Because it looks exactly like my tattoos. Except my tattoos are full of colour, which, if I can see, I'm going to show you. I've got one on each shoulder, so that's why I got that one. I also got, my hair is really annoying me. Amber picked the Chief, and I also got this mermaid, which I thought would, at the time, I didn't know I was going to do this mermaid sale that I just showed you, the Passione Ricamo mermaid, Journey into the Deep, but I think I'll use that on her when she's done, when she's out, started. So that's all I got this week. It's hard because I get so much stuff for the shop and I could show you all that, but it's not really my haul. I think I'll leave stuff like that until it's stuff that I'm actually going to start. And like I said, at the moment, I'm really concentrating on finishing stuff. You know how it is. So I went through and watched some more videos through the last couple of weeks, and I watched a lot of videos with the tags or the questions. I don't know why they're called tags. I don't know. I would say questions, questionnaires. This one I wrote down because I liked it. I've done another one. I think it's Adele's for reels though. I'll do that in another video. And I also wrote down the questions for the partner, to sit down with your partner. That's going to be hilarious. Because I don't think my partner listens to me at all when I talk about stuff like that. So, Amber's just showing me something. Yeah, turn it right around. Done.
So I can start.
Yep. So these are tags that started by Pam Reed. And I'm just going to go through them. Favourite fabric. My all-time favourite fabric, although I stitch a lot on 28 count opal because I absolutely love the glitter, like the bling. I love stitching over one on 28 count. It doesn't bother me. But my favourite is 25 count Lugana, and I am going to be stocking the 25 count opal. It's just been released and it's coming soon. That's fine because that's not someone's order. So I would say 25 count Lugana is my favourite, and when I get the 25 count opal, that will be my favourite, and I might never stitch on 28 count opal again. Because my eyes are not as good as they used to be. I need glasses now when I stitch, and the glasses I use are for short distance, so when I look up at the TV with my glasses on, I can't see the TV. It's all blurry. I have to kind of look over my glasses. So yeah, I'm thinking if this 25 count is as nice as the 28 count, because I'm not sure. Not sure if it's going to be like the 28 count or if it's going to be more that metallic thread that the 20 count Lugana has in it. So if it's as nice as the 28 count, it will become my favourite fabric. I'll keep you posted on that because as soon as it comes in, I'm going to start using it. I don't know on what, but I'll find something. Hoop or frame? This is a funny one because when I first started stitching, I didn't use frame or a hoop. I stitched in hand, just the project hanging over my hand. Big ones, I only ever worked, like while I was doing this, I was working on big, massive projects like Heaven and Earth designs as well, and I still stitched in hand. When I got on Facebook, I learnt so much of stuff that was out there that I didn't even know. And I saw people with Q-snap frames. I've never been big into the scroll frames. I tried it once and it annoyed me. It got in my way. It was uncomfortable. I didn't like it. So they're out. I don't use stands. But the Q-snap frames I liked because I stitch on 28 count over one, like 1 over 1. And I loved the Q-snaps because you could make the tension of the fabric nice and tight and you could see the holes better. So it made it really easy to stitch compared to stitching in hand. So I'm a Q-snap convert. I don't use hoops. I've never used hoops. So yeah, Q-snap frames for me. Do you use a stand or hold your frame? Well, I just said that. I don't use stands. I bought a stand a couple of years ago. You sit on it and it's got like a little Q-snap thing that holds your Q-snap, and it drove me insane. Every time I wanted to finish my thread and turn the Q-snap around to run my thread under the back, it made this squealing sound that was like running your hands down a chalkboard. So, no. Someone said put oil on it, no, I don't want to have to do that stuff. I just want it to work. I don't even know what brand it was. It was bloody expensive though. It was like $160, and that was from the US to Australia and on postage and top of that. So yeah, I need to sell it and get rid of it. I just don't use stand frame. Favourite time to stitch? My favourite time to stitch, and probably the only time I get to stitch, is at night. sometimes I will give myself a day off when no one's here, and I will thoroughly enjoy the quiet, except for the bird, who's never quiet. And I'll take time out and stitch, because I think I'd go insane if I don't. I don't get a lot of weekends. I work 7 days a week pretty much all the time. Sometimes 11, 12 o'clock at night, trying to get stuff done. So I deserve that every now and then. So yeah, overnight, I'd say overnight. Do you use paper copy or digital? I'm strictly paper and highlighter girl, because I have a highlighter addiction. That's something I could also show you in another video. I have a basket full of highlighters, and I'm so protective over them. You can't touch them. No one's allowed to touch them. And when it's back to school sales in like January each year, I seriously go nuts. So I will never be a digital. I'll never use a iPad or an iPhone. I'll always use paper. And a lot of, that's not only for the highlighters. I've had a lot of people that have started stitching charts I've watched on Facebook, and their device has stopped working. They've lost where they've marked off what they've stitched. I just couldn't deal with that. I seriously could not deal with that. I would throw the project across the room and throw the phone across the room and jump on it. It would piss me off, something bad. Paper only. Can't go wrong. I can reprint a copy if I need to, if I stuff up somewhere. It's all good. I can't lose it. Are you a floss licker? That's a funny question, hey, because it's like, are you a window licker? Yes, I'm a floss licker. I lick the floss and I enjoy it. So, yep, I'm a floss licker. I can't help it. It's habit now, isn't it? Doesn't everybody do it? Do you hoard or buy as you need it? I used to hoard. When I first started stitching, and I think a lot of stitchers do, they go nuts. We go nuts. We see stuff and go, oh my God, I never knew this existed. I have to have it. I've got to have everything. When my partner and I had been together for, I don't know how many years it is, it's the cotton anniversary. We're not married, but we've been together a really long time, so we do anniversaries. He bought me 2 complete sets of DMC.
That's because he's a bloody good fella.
Hear that? I don't know if you can hear that. But you'll see him in another video, because he's going to be doing those questions. Yeah, so he bought me 2 complete sets, not just 1, 2 complete sets of DMC. And I've still, and this has to be going back 7 years ago, 7 or 8 years ago, and I've still got a lot of that in my personal stash. I went nuts when I first found Heaven and Earth Designs. I'm not even joking. And I only used to buy paper copies too. So I used to get the paper copy and have it sent over. It took me a long time to take to PDFs. I prefer the hard copy every time. If I buy charts, I prefer the hard copy. And if I want to buy charts in someone's sale, like Mystic Stitch or Heaven and Earth Designs, because I still buy all that stuff, I wait for a sale and I'll buy the paper copy. I do have a lot of PDFs though from when we used to do all the rack events in the groups. I have a few PDFs from other businesses only because my problem was when I got PDFs, I thought I had to print the whole chart at a time, and I discovered that it probably cost me more to buy the ink in the printer than what it was to have it sent over. It was probably the price was probably on par, or it was probably dearer for me to buy the ink. So I went back to paper copies. And for the PDFs that I do have, I only print out a page now as I need it. I don't print the whole chart. I've got all my stuff stored in Dropbox, so no one else can get to it. But if anything happens to my computer, I've got them all safe and I can get to them. And I just print out one page as I need it. So I don't print the whole chart anymore. So I don't feel like I'm constantly going through ink. But that I used to hoard. Now I only buy what I need as I need it. I don't feel the need to hoard charts anymore because I've literally got, between all of the designers out there, hundreds of designs that I may never even start. And another reason I don't like PDFs, if I decide that I don't want to stitch something with my hard copies, I can sell that on, and I can't do that with PDFs. So that's another reason I like print, like have it sent over. Because I've got PDFs that I've got, and I know now that I'll never stitch them. My tastes have changed. I can't sell that. I've got it. I'm stuck with it. That's it. If it was a printed copy that I'd bought from them, I could sell it in a stash unload. What is your favourite floss? At the moment, it is Karen water lilies. I am seriously in love with Karen water lilies. Oh my God, they just feel amazing. I can't stop touching them. Yeah. Number 9, are you a serial starter or one at a time stitcher? I'm definitely a serial starter. Definitely. The only time I was a one at a time stitcher, right up everything I'd done up to advice from a caterpillar, and then I found Facebook. Facebook turned me into a serial starter because before that I did one at a time. Do you have more UFOs or FFOs? Definitely I have more UFOs than FFOs. I've actually got a lot framed, but a lot of it's not here. It's at other people's houses. But I've definitely got more UFOs. Do you watch TV while stitching? At the moment, yeah, I do, because I stitch overnight. Usually when my partner's got his spot on the lounge and we're watching whatever, I'm stitching. And then when he goes to bed, because he goes to bed a lot earlier than I do, at the moment I'm turning the TV off and listening to audiobooks while I'm stitching. And I'm actually listening to Clan of the Cave Bear. Well, I've just finished Clan of the Cave Bear. Now I'm on to the second book in the series, which is Valley of the Horses. And I'm going to go through all of them again because I love that series so much. And then I might look for Mists of Avalon and Interview with the Vampire. I don't know. I'll look for stuff like that. See what I can come up with after I finish that series. Number 12. Do you stitch alone or stitch with someone else? I stitch when my partner's in the room. I don't have a stitchy buddy that comes and stitches with me or anything because we just don't get to see each other that often anymore. So yeah, I'd say mainly with my partner or alone. My daughter started stitching now, but she sits in her room stitching while she's watching YouTube because we're both YouTube addicts now. So she's in her room stitching, watching YouTube off her computer, and I'm in the lounge room stitching, watching YouTube off my phone most of the time. Number 13, do you like to alter or experiment with charts or stitch them as they are charted? Most of the time I stitch them as they're charted because I don't do a lot of small stuff. My main stitching is big stuff. So you can't really experiment with that a great deal. You know, you just can't. I haven't altered any Mirabilias yet. I haven't been game enough. The only thing I have done that with, I would say, is that where I changed the sock colour. That I'm comfortable doing. that personalises it for me, and I'm sure I'll do it with other small stuff when I start stitching small stuff, because I don't stitch a lot of small stuff, and I'm going to change that. I want to bring some small stuff into my rotation to get a finish, get more finishes, rather than feeling like I'm not achieving anything for a whole year. Number 14, do you bobbinate floss or not? Yes, all my floss is bobbinated. I have a master set. I've got 2 big floss boxes that hold the entire collection of DMC, and they're all bobbinated. Except for the extras, like I said, my partner bought me 2 sets of the full DMC, and I've got extras in a bag next to the lounge. I don't bobbinate them until I need them. Do you start in the middle or in the corner? 99% of the time I start in the middle. I'm a middle starter. I have, however, started one of my whips in the top left corner. And there's a reason for that, which I don't think I can really go into unless I've got it out and show you. So that will be, I'll talk about that in another video when I do all my whips. Do you have a whip rotation? Yes. And I'm pretty strict with it as well. Number 17, do you use a timekeeper to keep track of how long it takes to finish a project? When I thought about that, I didn't think I did, but then I remembered that every single project I have started, the first thing I do is take a picture of it with the fabric, if there's any specialty threads, the picture of the chart, and I start an album on Facebook, on my personal profile, not in any groups. So in my photo albums on my profile, there's an album for every whip I'm working on, and at the end of the week I take a photo and put it in the album so you can see the progress. So yeah, I keep track. I've got the date from when I started it, obviously, on that first photo, and I'll have a date when it's finished. So, and I've got progress shots all the way through, and it's all on Facebook. So it's my diary, I guess, my stitching diary, if you like. Number 18, do you use the parking technique? Yes. Again, I would say 90% of the time I park, because I do, like I said, I do big stuff. There is some stuff I don't, like Raven, the witches, I tend to just keep stitching until all that thread's used, because they only use about 20 different colours. So most of the time you can stitch the whole length of thread until you've used it all up before you have to pull out another colour. So I'd say with the witches I do cross country and just use up the whole thread. But majority of what I do, I park. Do you keep orts? No. I have a little, it's this thing my friend's mum made me where it's like a pin cushion and it's got this bag hanging off it, and I've got like a little snap lock bag in it, and it kind of hangs off the side of the table. So all my orts go into that, and when that snap lock bag's full, I mean, also highlighters that have been used up go in there, any little bits of rubbish that I've got, not anything big, like I don't put any big bits of rubbish, but if I happen to have a little bit of ripped paper, something about the size of a business card might go in there. Like when I've taken these needle minders off the cards, because I put all my needle minders on my lamp that's right beside me, they'll go in the little bag. So no, I don't keep them. I don't do anything with orts. I chuck them. When that bag's full, they go in the bin. Question number 20, and this is the last question. Do you like to have a snack or drink while stitching? Yes, I do. Remember last week how I said that I wanted to give up Pepsi and the Red Rock Deli salt, or sea salt and balsamic vinegar? Well, I bought a carton, a 24-pack of Pepsi last week because it was on special. See, I can't give up. I'm addicted to this stuff. and I've probably bought about 3 or 4 packets of those chips. And they're my stitching snacks. I have this because I don't drink coffee. I used to drink coffee right up until midnight. I can't do it anymore. It never used to keep me awake. Now it does. And I think that's an age thing. So I can't drink coffee anymore. In summer, it's Kahlua and milk. I will have my Kahlua out. I don't drink soft drink or coffee in summer. I drink Kahlua. And I'll still have those chips. Those chips are my lifeline, just little snacks. And I don't think my hands don't get dirty with those chips. Like if it was CC's or Doritos that have got all that cheesy stuff on it, you're going to get dirty. If it's chocolate, get dirty, like dirty fingers. I don't know. Are you guys serial hand washers now that you stitch? I swear to God, I've become OCD with hand washing. And it's from stitching. It has to be. It has to be from stitching. Yeah, I'd like to know if you guys do that. Because it's something that I have noticed, and I've been doing it for a few years now. Yeah, I'm a serial like OCD with my hands. I wash my hands. I don't even know how many times a day. Yeah. So that is all I can think of right now. So we're 45 minutes, 46 minutes with the questions. Next week, well, not next week, next fortnight, every 2 weeks, I will do another set of questions. It will either be the partner one, if I can pin him down for half an hour, or the other one, Adele's for reals though. I hope I don't have any more new starts. Love a finish. Hopefully Raven's finished. I have to start buying stuff for the new Journey into the Deep project that I want to start at the 1st of January, New Year's. So I will have to start, I'll just start getting that gradually over the next couple of months. And I'll get the fabric for Red Bride ready, which I think I will use Forbidden Fruit again. I'm not sure. Might try, because I want to take the top part of the background out of that pattern. Not sure if that will be too close to the fabric colour though, to the actual threads that are in the design. I might have to rethink that. I might even I might dye Forbidden Fruit lighter even and see if that will work. So that's probably all I'll buy. So hopefully I'll have a few little bits and pieces, because that's that Passione Ricamo Journey into the Deep. It's got loads of petite treasure braid, loads of beads. I don't know what that was. I think it was the TV. Yeah, so that's got a heap of stuff in it that I'll just buy gradually. If anyone wants to join in with us with that one, we're doing it in the Colour Cascade Facebook group. I put up a picture, like I said, of my whip of the mystery cell number 4, and I told them that when that's finished I want to start number 2, which is the other mermaid, and a whole heap of people have already got the chart. They've already got their fabric, and they got it when it first came out, probably in 2012 or 2013, and they never started it. So there's a whole heap of people that are sitting there ready. They're ready to go, that are going to join in with us and get it done. So if you're interested in that, join the group. I'll put a link in there, down there somewhere, and I will talk to you in a fortnight. I hope you enjoy the video, and again, thanks to everybody who's subscribed and who watches. I hope I don't ramble on too much. I think I did okay. The questions are really good because it eases you into doing the video. So anyone that's doing the videos for the first time or thinking about doing one, do some questions as well as your whips, because it kind of makes you feel a little bit more comfortable talking to people. And it's weird because there's people in the house around me, and it's weird because I feel like I'm talking to myself and they're watching me, giving me the look like, but I don't care. That's what I say. So I will talk to you later, and I'll see you in a couple of weeks.